Today I'm going to give you a full tour and unbiased review of Coco Cay's Overwater Cabanas and a few shockers about this crazy indulgence. Sure, they are ridiculously expensive, but are they worth it? We recently got back from a Royal Caribbean cruise to Bermuda and their beautiful private island Coco Cay.
Bottom line up front, Coco Cay is absolutely extraordinary.
But we wanted to really indulge for this trip, so we purchased an overwater cabana for the day. Yes, they are literally the most expensive shore excursion that you can get on Coco Cay. But listen up, because I'll share a way that you can actually save an astounding $1,500 on this luxe experience. And I'll also tell you a few things that might make you gag a little, and not even over just the price. We were in this cabana here. As we walk up to our cabana, you'll see the gorgeous turquoise waters, and also throughout this video, you will probably notice that there are even lifeguards out on the water on jet skis, just in case we get into trouble and need help.
That made us feel really secure.
The water is so clear that you can see the fish that like to hide underneath your cabana. If you're lucky enough, you'll even see a stingray like we did. In fact, when I was out floating on one of the floating loungers that are provided in our cabana, a ray swam right underneath me. I also swam with a barracuda, which was kind of cool and a little scary because I've heard they bite.
But this one didn't mind me at all.
As we arrive at our cabana, you'll see that you have plenty of space to relax. The seats are really soft and you'll never want to get up from them. There's also an overwater hammock that you can lay out on to be really close to the water without even getting wet. Then of course there's your own personal water slide. To be honest, this wasn't quite the thrill I thought it would be. I liked just floating around in the lounger a lot more than the slide.
But that's just me.
There's also a stereo system that can hook into your iPhone. From that, we were able to listen to whatever music we wanted, which was really cool. There's a sink for you and a refrigerator that is full of sodas and water. But there's a big catch, and I'll tell you about that when I get to the bad stuff. You won't see this in my video, but there's also a ceiling fan, which is really wonderful, and believe it or not, it's one of the reasons we booked this in the first place. We've been to the Caribbean before, but we usually go in the winter. And this time we went in June, so we knew it would be a lot hotter than I'm used to. This is the reason I knew I wouldn't last long in Coco Cay's water park.
So we didn't spend the $300 it would have cost us to go there. Instead, we booked this incredible overwater cabana for $2,000 because we knew that we could relax with a nice fan above us and we wouldn't be wearing out before the day was over. And yes, I know that's a whole lot more expensive than the water park, but wow, wait until you see what you get. That said, nothing is perfect, and I'll get into that too.
You'll have a safe that is built into your coffee table, which is handy, and there's also a changing room and a shower. Take note that this little room is not a bathroom. If you need the bathroom, you'll have a short walk to them. You use the same bathrooms that are available to anyone who books Coco Beach Club, not just the private cabanas. This worried me at first because I thought there would be a line since there weren't many of them. But in reality, there was no line when we went. The bathrooms are really well kept and even air conditioned.
Now let's talk about the food.
The first thing they brought us were some snacks that were pretty mediocre. Not bad, but just kind of meh. Heavy on the vegetables, as you can see, and that just didn't really make me do a happy dance. In fact, I'm a kid that tends to gag a little when I see this much green. So I went hungry for a while. After we had our vegetables, things picked up with some shrimp, but the ceviche was a little spicy for me.
I wasn't too hopeful about lunch based on the appetizers they brought us, but holy mother of God, was I ever impressed when they brought us our meals.
I got the Coco Lobster Sandwich, which is crispy fried coconut crusted lobster on a brioche bun. And it was literally the best thing I've ever tasted. Second best thing is coconut fried shrimp at a place called Lava Beach Club, all the way on the big island of Hawaii. So you can see that my standards are pretty high if this sandwich could beat that. My mom got the same thing I did, and she was amazed at how good it was too. My dad got the filet mignon, and it was literally the best filet he had ever had. It practically melted in his mouth. Then came dessert, and as you can see, there was a whole lot of yum going on. They pushed dessert on you too, so believe me, they will be bringing you seconds. Overall, the water was clear and warm, and it was hard to get me out of it because I loved it so much. Like I said, I've been here before but never enjoyed it as much as this.
Now for the bad stuff. First one is 100% a complaint from my parents that I hear a lot of other adults talking about here on YouTube. For that crazy price, you'd think that you'd get free drinks, but you don't.
I'm not just saying the alcoholic beverages aren't included. I'm saying all drinks outside of water are not included.
My mom had the soda package for herself, so she was able to drink sodas. And if we had any other drink packages on board the ship, then we could use those here too.
But in our case, the drinks that my dad ordered and the virgin pina coladas that I drink were not included.
And that just seems a little stingy considering the price you pay for these cabanas. I could understand that they maybe wouldn't want to offer people endless drinks, but maybe if there was a small credit that you could get a few drinks, that might be a nice perk.
The other thing that you might consider bad is that you are paying a huge price for essentially the same extraordinary water that everyone else is enjoying on Coco Cay's beaches for free. So I really want to stress that if you can't afford this, the other beaches are really beautiful too.
Also, if you book one of these cabanas and the weather turns out to be bad, then you just blew a ton of money. Because I don't think you'd find it pleasant to be sitting out there if the weather was lousy. So you are taking a considerable risk. Here's something that isn't bad for you, but might be bad for the amazing cabana attendant that you're assigned. And please, please, if you only listen to one piece of advice, listen to this one. These attendants work so hard for you. And I think they are only assigned one cabana a day. So you really want to tip them heavily at the end of your day. I know it might hurt since you already forked over a ton for a cabana. But please, if you can afford to splurge like this, you really must tip them because they are part of what makes your day so special. Now when it comes to booking this bad boy, I have a really important bit of advice. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you know that sometimes I tell you to not book things in advance of actually getting on your cruise. But for this, I'm going to say that you really should consider doing so. We booked ours about 6 months in advance, and I think we were assigned the best overwater bungalow because of it. Ours felt like we didn't even have any neighbors. Also, and most importantly, we discovered that if we had wanted to book an overwater cabana last minute during the cruise, that it would have cost us $3,499. That's compared to the $2,000 that we paid. So by booking early, you can save as much as $1,499. That's a crazy amount of savings. So should you book? It's hard to say because I don't know your financial situation. I am well aware that I am just one extremely lucky kid to have been able to experience this. I'm so grateful to my parents who wanted to splurge and let me come along. Honestly, it turned an average vacation into something that was truly spectacular. But just watch out for those things I mentioned. Be aware that weather might impact your enjoyment. You might be paying a lot extra for drinks. And for the love of all that is good, please budget in a generous tip for your attendant. If you want to see my full cruise review, just click here and you'll find out why this cabana experience was definitely the highlight of my vacation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please subscribe.
Only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you enjoy this video, please be one of those that hit the subscribe button. Thank you.